Hello and welcome to Pet Pals. I'm Bethany Davidson, the Humane Educator here at Frederick County Animal Control and Pet Adoption Center. We're going to introduce you to just a handful of our adoptable pets in this episode. While we don't have a ton of dogs available for adoption right now, we actually do have a fair amount of breed diversity. And kicking things off, to expose you to all the wonderful breeds that we have right now, is Aaron. Aaron is the youngest dog on our adoption floor right now at approximately 9 months old, and he is our Husky mix. He is a very resilient guy. He unfortunately is quite under-socialized. We found him running at large. So while he's very friendly and he is comfortable with humans, a lot of new environmental things can be a little bit frightening for him. He's not, familiar with some of the louder noises that a lot of other animals might be indifferent to, or new different stimuli, things like that. So he does still require a little bit of patience, and while he is a more adolescent dog, in terms of socialization, you're going to need to treat him like a much younger puppy. He's definitely very gentle. He will sit nicely, but he still needs a lot of training in that he just hasn't been exposed to basic good manners. He did not enjoy living with his litter mates, but he has been doing well with other dogs here in our facility. Just making sure that if you are going to adopt him and you have an existing dog, that you definitely do those dog-to-dog meet and greets. Make sure they would be compatible as cohabitants. The other thing is that as a dog who was found running at large, we know he has the capability of being an escape artist. So he's going to need to be outside in, a very secured fenced yard, or leashed when he's outside. So those are some things to keep in mind when you're taking this friendly guy and making him part of your family. And if that's your choice, go to visit fcac.as.me to begin the process. Boxing Bucky is up next. This 1-year-old is definitely a boxer in his play style. That's his go-to. While he can be a little cautious at first, a little shy, he does warm up very quickly and become quite a goofy guy. He's a handsome guy. He's got a great blue and white coat. He has tons of positive things about him. The thing that we're working with him the most on right now is polite leash walking. When he's in his kennel, he gets so excited. He knows that, somebody's going to take him out when we go in there with a leash, and he does start to kind of bite the leash and things like that. But once we get him outside, he kind of avoids that behavior. He's not as interested in the leash. He's more interested in the environment and walking and sniffing, and getting, appropriate social interaction. So that's something that we are working with him on, and something that an adopter would need to be aware of as well. Sometimes, kennel behaviors don't transfer to a home because kennels are stressful, but definitely something to be aware of. Not seen a lot of interest from him in other dogs. He seems avoidant and uninterested. So could possibly do well in a home with another dog, or might actually prefer being the only dog in your household. But he has a lot of potential. He just needs somebody who's committed to helping him feel confident in those situations where he's a little bit more timid, and definitely somebody willing to work with him on manners and making sure that he's learning appropriate boundaries and appropriate interactions with his human friends. If you think you're that person, you can go to visit fcac.as.me to begin the process of adopting Bucky. At 7 years old, Duke is one of the oldest dogs that we have on the adoption floor. He is a great addition for someone who is new to dog ownership, because he's still quite active, and but he's well beyond that crazy puppy type of behavior. And He made his way to us because unfortunately his owner lost his home. But before that, they were committed to Duke, and they did a lot of training. So he does have some cues and good manners training already under his belt. He previously lived in a home with children, as well as a cat and some other dogs. So he's going to slide fairly well into a variety of homes. The biggest thing with Duke is that he does seem to prefer female dogs. He's not as excited about male dogs. He's gotten along with some of them, but more often than not, he prefers his canine friends to be females. He's a dog that enjoys affection. He takes treats nicely. He has a nice sit. His previous owner let us know that he also really enjoys being in the water and kind of playing in that environment. Outside, he definitely has an interest in chasing things, but doesn't understand that indoor cats are not meant they're our friends. They're not meant to be chased. So he has a ton of great potential, and his owner did leave some additional information, so that's always a good reference point to find out some more about the things that Duke does and does not like. And if you want to find out all that info, the first step is going to be committing to that appointment, and you can do that at visitfcac.as.me. Savvy recently came to us as a stray, and before she acquired a name, she was just simply known as Ears for obvious reasons. She definitely has ears that stand out in a crowd. She's 1 year old, and we have her down as a Carolina dog mix. When animals come in as stray, we do our best to estimate their breed based on their looks and their behaviors. Savvy is an energetic, outgoing girl. She does have a relatively short attention span, but she's been doing great so far interacting with volunteers. She went on an outing. They reported that she was good on her walk. She was good in the car. She was a little bit reactive to dogs and squirrels, but was easily redirected and does respond well to treats. And overall, she had a great experience. She enjoys touch, but she loves to play. She's definitely going to do better in an active home who can, somebody who can help burn off all of that energy, and definitely teach her some manners. Her biggest thing right now is that she's excited and she wants to jump on you. So she's learning to sit more frequently and to keep those feet on the ground. But otherwise, a lot of potential here from this young dog. And if you're looking for a young dog that you can kind of mold into the perfect family pet for you, you can go to visit fcac.as.me to meet Savvy. Right now, our cat population is growing a little bit more than our dog population, and when there's so many cats that are just grabbing for visitors' attention, some of the ones that are a little bit more relaxed can kind of get missed. And Socks is definitely one of those guys that can be easily overlooked. But he's someone that, he's an individual that people should definitely take a look at. Socks is about 3 years old. He's a beautiful gray tabby and white. He's a super handsome guy, but he's just a little bit more low key. Socks unfortunately came to us when we had to seize him because he was abandoned in a home. So now he's here with us where we can find him a more suitable home. He spends his day lounging in his bed, but as soon as you come to his cage and he hears that key go in the lock, he's right out. He wants to engage with you. He wants you to pet him. He starts purring and he just wants to be close with you. He will also engage you with play. He's a very sweet guy who unfortunately often gets overlooked because he's just like content to cuddle and doze off in his bed. Another really important quality that we know about Socks is that he has lived with a dog and lived with a relatively large dog. So with proper introductions, he should be fine cohabitating with a dog because he's done that previously very successfully. But sweet guy, if you're just walking through, you probably aren't going to see him. He's going to be under his curtain in his bed, snoozing away. So definitely look at those name cards when you pass by and make sure that you don't miss out on the opportunity to meet with Socks. Another one of our more easily overlooked cats is fellow 3-year-old Woody. Woody is, got the classic tuxedo. He's a super handsome guy, chubby cheeks, and he is a world-class cuddler. Even if in his cage, like he's in a higher cage, so he can't really sit on your lap, but if you lean into the cage, he immediately comes up and kind of puts himself right next to your chest and just wants you to pet him while he leans right into you. He's quick to purr. You can definitely tell he's content because he is also a cat that's a drooler. Some people that grosses them out, other people love it. Wherever you fall on the divide there, know that Woody is a cat who drools. Not necessarily super comfortable being picked up, but does want to be close to you. But he's not just all cuddles. He's also a playful guy, and he's also previously lived in a home with both another cat as well as a small dog. So he should be able to, again, with proper introductions, cohabitate and easily become part of a multi-pet household. Because he can be a little bit nervous at first, especially when he first got here, and didn't really want to be picked up and things like that. We did recommend him for no small children, but that's something that, depending on how comfortable your kids are with animals and reading their body language, something that is definitely a gray area, if we think it'll be a good fit. So it's not all a hard and fast black and white kind of a rule. There is a little wiggle room there. But definitely if you're looking for a cuddle buddy, I would encourage you to go to visit fcac.as.me so that you can book that appointment to meet with Woody.
Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed meeting these amazing adoptable pets. Keep tuning in for more.